One thing you might also notice is that I am not head to toe LuLaRoe. I never wore belts before, and I haven't worn belts since. Somehow like one thread pulled on the back of this skirt, and all of a sudden just like large stripes of the pattern started disappearing, like became white. Hey guys, welcome back. This is another video in my former LuLaRoe consultant series, and this is something I've been thinking about doing for a while, so I might regret this because it might end up taking a little longer than I expected, but I wanted to go through all of my selfies from my LuLaRoe Instagram account and critique my outfits. So I was a LuLaRoe consultant from 2015 to 2017, and I stopped selling early in 2017 and officially went out of business in like early July of that year. I actually was going through that Instagram account, and my last real selfie was taken at the end of 2016. One thing I've noticed is that a lot of former consultants say they're embarrassed about the outfits that they are wearing, and as I went through all of these, saving the pictures, I didn't really feel embarrassed about too many, and I think it's because even throughout my time as a consultant, I kind of stuck to my style and color scheme that I already lived my life by. So there were a couple outfits that I'll mention where they don't really fit in that theme of my life, but for the most part I feel like I kind of was true to myself the whole time, and you'll see like the same favorite pieces and colors kind of keep coming up. So I guess feel free to leave me a comment with your critique, but I personally am not like super horrified by what I found revisiting this Instagram account. So I went through and saved all of the full body outfit selfies off of that Instagram. And what I'm going to do is I'm off center here so I can display the picture up in this area of the screen, and then I'll just talk about it. I realized after the fact I should have also saved the caption that went with each of them, but live and learn. So let's go ahead and get started. So this first outfit I'd say is pretty typical. I'm wearing, it looks like a classic tee with leggings and kind of a longer length sweater and little short booties. So I've given up on the little booties by now, by the way. I feel like they cut off my ankles at a weird place, but you're gonna see them a lot in these photos. Okay, this was a picture of myself probably right after work. A lot of them are taken right after work, and a classic outfit that I would wear, a sweater and a Cassie skirt. And here's another casual outfit. It's probably a black classic tee with leggings and then just a long fat sweater and boots. And another very similar leggings based outfit. They'll get better, I promise. Okay, this one I actually kind of like. This skirt you'll see come up a lot because I like the Cassie skirt and I like the turquoise flowers, but it's the skirt with a sweater and boots, and it's a little more office appropriate looking. And here's another similar one with the turquoise color and a turquoise scarf that's still one of my favorites. Okay, this one I'm a little iffy about. It's a Nicole dress, and then I had this like flyaway front cardigan, which for some reason I knotted in the front. I've never worn it like that before, so I don't know why I was inclined to do that for the picture. And another leggings, sweater, and scarf. One thing you might also notice is that I am not head to toe LuLaRoe, as was later encouraged. Actually, in the earlier days of my time with LuLaRoe, they really encouraged us to mix and match with other items in our wardrobes, kind of to show people like how they could work it into their own wardrobes without having to buy all new everything. Okay, another sweater, tee, and leggings. And there's another Nicole dress with one of those long sweaters over it. And that would be my striped classic tee with Cassie skirt, a little pattern mixing. I don't have a problem with pattern mixing, but you have to do it right. There's like rules about, you know, the scale of one pattern to the other. So this one I feel like was done okay. This skirt I actually really liked. I bought it before I was a consultant, and it was one of the ones that encouraged me to become a consultant because I enjoyed wearing this skirt so much. And then that sweater, actually, if I haven't already donated it, is currently in a donation bag, but it has like little rhinestone kind of things around the collar. And another sweater, scarf, and Cassie skirt with boots. Another leggings outfit. Leggings with a ginormous scarf. I love that scarf, but it's like very overwhelming to wear. Funny story about this Nicole dress. My brother-in-law's ex-girlfriend bought it from me, and then like several weeks later, after having worn it and stuff, she decided she didn't want it, and so I let her return it and gave her a refund, and I just kept it since it had already been worn and had the tags removed. Here's another leggings outfit. This one I actually don't think is too bad. It's the Cassie skirt with boots, and then that sweater actually came from Stitch Fix, I believe. It's like one of the few things that I've kept from Stitch Fix, but it has like a cowl neck, and then I'm wearing it with a long necklace, and I think that actually looks okay. Well, this was from St. Patrick's Day, so I have this little green flag frame on it, and I'm wearing a greenish sweater. So we must be getting into springtime now. That kimono kind of sweater I've had for several years and only worn it a couple times, but it looks pretty nice with this blue top and the leggings. Funny story about this picture, I remember posting it. So it's a Monroe kimono top, which is like the silky one with the fringe, and then a classic tee and regular jeans. And I posted the picture and I said, I'm going to my husband's band concert wearing this. I did not wear that outfit to his concert. And there's that purple floral Nicole dress again. This one's kind of interesting. It's like a one dress 4 ways kind of thing, and I think in the caption I did explain like what I had done on each of these 4 days. I really did wear it for 4 days in a row. I know that the second image with the turquoise sweater over it, we wore up to New Hope, and just for like a day out. I forget what the other ones are, but you can see I like layered it different ways and did some little mix and match things. And this was a Julia dress with a sweater over it and a little belt. I never wore belts before, and I haven't worn belts since, but I bought a bunch of little belts, especially just little skinny ones, to kind of like help break up some of these pieces, so you'll see them layered over some of the dresses. This one isn't necessarily a selfie, it's a groupie. I blurred out the other girls' faces, but this was at one of the LuLaRoe events that I went to in my area, and so you can kind of see how we're all dressed. Probably out of all of them, I feel like I'm the most low-key in just all solid colors. Then the other way on the spectrum, there's a little bit crazier legging outfit pattern mixing situation. This was actually worn to a friend's wedding. It was actually a really cool event, and I don't hate this outfit. It was a like embossed kind of black thick material Nicole dress, and I actually wore it backwards. The lower scoop of the neck was in the back, and then the front was more of like a high boat neck, and then I wore the necklace over it. I don't think it looked that horrible. Here's a very casual outfit. I will say I don't want to badmouth like other brands of clothes, but I hated those sandals. I don't think I even wore them out of the house on that day, and I did return them. This was a dinner out at a very fancy restaurant in Philadelphia. It's that blue Julia dress you saw before with kind of a flyaway front cardigan over it, and then I belted over the whole thing, so it gave it a little more like waist definition. This looks pretty casual, but at least there's not multiple patterns going on, and based on where I'm standing, I probably was getting ready either for a pop-up boutique or just some individual shopper to come to my home. Okay, this outfit I really like, and it's not because of LuLaRoe. That top that I'm wearing, I actually had a couple of them in different colors, and when I tucked it in to the Cassie pencil skirt, it was just like, I don't know, it was really nice volume and balance. It was very flattering. I always got lots of compliments when I wore that kind of outfit to work. I know I have some other pictures of a similar combination, so maybe they'll come up in here. And here again, I've belted like a flyaway front cardigan over a Julia dress with a little skinny belt. Here's just a casual outfit, but I did crop, quote unquote, crop the leggings by, you can kind of like pull them up and fold them back over. So, you know, the leggings only come in full length, but a lot of people like them cropped. This is actually probably something I wore to work, so it's one of those like silky tops, which I just mentioned I liked tucking into things, but they were also very long and loose over leggings, so I think it was like okay, but I'm kind of mad that I wore leggings to work so often while I was doing this. Okay, this is like the one outfit that I would say really is not my style at all, and actually that skirt I think came in my original batch of skirts from LuLaRoe when I first onboarded, never sold and probably got returned back to them. It's just so crazy and colorful. This was me on our second trip to Charleston, South Carolina, and this is in the courtyard of our hotel right next to the hot tub. And this is in our hotel room. That is the dress that I wore out for our 10th anniversary dinner at a very, very fancy and probably most expensive restaurant I've ever been to. So that's just a plain blue Julia dress. And another leggings and a t-shirt with a little bit of a crop pulled up at the bottom. There's that infamous Nicole dress again. This time I'm spinning in it. Some of these, by the way, look, I'm not a professional model, okay? These aren't like top-notch poses. Speaking of not top-notch poses, so, you know, usually I'm just kind of standing there, but I started trying to do like a little bit more fun poses with movement, so that is not my strong suit. Okay, here's another one of those outfits that I did really like a lot. So it was one of those more voluminous tops tucked into the Cassie skirt and then kind of like a bubble necklace with it. So I really did like that outfit. So this is just a regular normal black t-shirt with an azure skirt. And I have never before or since seen an azure or probably any LuLaRoe piece with this kind of design on it, but it was just like a very nice black and white kind of like lace print. So I saved that one for me, and it was, I think, a little too big for me, but I just made it work because I really liked that design. I'd say that's also not horrible. This striped Julia dress, it's the one that I wore in like the wear it 4 days in a row picture. There's that azure skirt again, so you can get a little better view of it. And actually the hat that I am wearing in this picture, I bought at H&M to take with me to the LuLaRoe convention that year, which was the one and only time that I went, and ended up not taking it because I would have had to like wear it on the airplane. But I really wish that I had had it because there was a lot of standing around in the heat and direct sunlight of the desert, and a large hat like that would have been perfect. That's just me on my front porch in a very casual gray classic tee with a striped azure skirt. Okay, this butterfly dress, you're gonna see it a lot. I had gotten one in one of my orders, but it was way too big for me, and so I put out a call to the other girls on my team if anyone had one in my size. Someone did. I bought it off of her, and I wore the heck out of this thing. And again, it's like not really my typical style, but I just like the design so much, so I did wear it quite a bit. So this must have been like when I first got it. Okay, and then this was at LuLaRoe convention. I found another girl who was wearing the exact same butterfly dress. So at the time, I was thinking like she was so much cooler than me and wearing it so much better than me. But actually looking back on this, she's wearing like a lot of other crazy stuff, and I am letting the dress be the focal point. So I don't know, you tell me who you think wore it better. So here's just a plain blue Julia dress with the striped kimono over it. And there's that striped skirt again with, I'm not sure if you can see the detail, but it's like a v-neck shirt that has like a little ruffle down the front. And actually that striped azure skirt also I bought off of another consultant in my team because the colors fit my life color scheme. So this gray Nicole dress was actually one of the first pieces that I kept. It was probably my first Nicole dress, which was one of the first styles that I carried. But I got a lot of use out of this plain gray dress. But here, this is probably one of those poses when I came home from work and grabbed a quick shot on my front porch. I remember this day very well also because it was like 100 degrees and 100% humidity, and how do you wear, you know, polyester LuLaRoe clothes in that kind of weather? So I did wear the classic tee, but then I wore regular old shorts to go out. Okay, and this picture is so bad. So again, I would do these photo shoots when I came home from work, and usually I would put my phone on a little tripod and like sit it on my car and do them. Here's in front of my garage, or there's like a brick wall on the side of my house that you'll see. This was the best one that came out of this photo shoot, and my eyes were not open, so that tells you what a very bad model I am. So this is highlighting another azure skirt. It was actually a really pretty design with like blue and purple kind of feather design all over, and I don't know what I did to it. Somehow like one thread pulled on the back of this skirt, and all of a sudden just like large stripes of the pattern started disappearing, like became white. So I'm not sure how this material was made, but apparently all the color was in like certain threads, and so you could pull them out and leave white material behind. So I did still probably continue wearing this skirt because it matches my purple purse so perfectly. There's that butterfly dress again, so I must have worn it to work one day. This was at another friend's wedding, so it's a plain black Julia dress with that black and white kimono over it, and also those friends got divorced probably less than 6 months later. And one of them's probably watching right now, so hey! Here's another front porch picture with that striped kimono, which is not a LuLaRoe kimono, but did match the blue of that dress. Here's another example of my very bad posing, and I remember saying with this one, like, here's the best shot I could get, and I do kind of like that it's like a motion shot, but it's pretty bad. So here's another very obvious example of me mixing and matching LuLaRoe with my regular clothes. This is a t-shirt that I had long before LuLaRoe and continue to wear after it, with a big bold design on it, and I paired it with a striped Cassie skirt. This was another dress that I really did like. It was a black Julia dress with like turquoise peacock feather print all over it. So you'll see this one probably start to pop up a lot now, paired with turquoise clothes. Here's another action shot. I am so excited by all the packages on my front porch. The big one on the bottom might be some LuLaRoe inventory, but I couldn't tell you what everything else was. So this is actually a Cassie skirt layered over the Julia dress. You can tell by the little bit longer sleeve. And I will just say that's a lot of layers in the summertime. I think this actually might have been more around the early fall, late summer, because I think I might have worn this like for my birthday. So something else weird about some of these pictures is, for some reason, maybe based on like the angle of the photo, my camera would actually squish the picture. So in some of these you'll see like my head just looks very squished and like rounded. So that's not the shape of my head. It's just something weird that the camera did. I didn't like stretch the picture wrong. It came that way out of the camera and I still used it. Okay, this is another birthday related one because I remember saying that this necklace that I'm wearing in this picture is a birthday gift, and I wanted to wear it over the blank canvas of this black Julia dress. And this one I don't think is horrible. It's again like some of my favorite colors and just a simple striped skirt. Here's another kind of capsule thing, and I did enjoy doing this sort of stuff. So these pictures actually were from a trip that I took to the beach with a girlfriend, and so it's not exactly a capsule in that like I'm repeating the same pieces of clothing, but it is all like in the same style and color palette. So, you know, I was showing how like versatile everything was and good for traveling, I guess. And then here's another after work porch selfie and an after work driveway selfie with the little skinny belt. You'll see also I start to do things like with my foot, like twisting my foot different ways to pose a little better. And also the scarf that I am wearing in this picture, I bought on that beach trip. So in this one, I'm wearing the Julia dress over leggings, but just like you can crop the leggings by like pulling them up and folding them back over, you can do the same thing with the whole dress. So I kind of like pulled it up and folded it over to make it more of a tunic length. Later, after I left LuLaRoe, they did introduce a tunic length top that was basically the same thing. It was like the Julia dress sleeves, but just cut off at the length of a long shirt. And now we're getting more into fall and winter, and I'm back to wearing leggings and fat sweaters to the office. I think this was when I first started carrying the Carly dress, and so I was demonstrating how you could wear it two ways, like one loose and free and one belted and cardiganed. Here I am on my porch again, being surprised, I think, by the number of hangers that I needed to purchase. There's the Carly dress again, belted. It really isn't horrible if you belt it. I feel like for me, because I am a little busty, if it's not belted, it just looks like a tent. So for me, I needed some more waist definition with it. And here is a Julia dress, obviously another one of those after work selfies on my driveway. That's my garage. I kind of wish I had a better backdrop. We have also since repainted the garage door. And there's the Julia dress, again, kind of pulled up and down to make it more of a tunic length. This one I actually picked up from one of the girls who joined under me at her launch party. So I remember really liking the pattern and just bought it off her rack to help her out. And this was the second Carly dress that I ever owned or kept for myself. And I believe this is the last picture. I also hate this one, again, because my camera did that weird like squishing thing, but also I feel like the green leggings and the little boots, it looks like Peter Pan legs to me. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully it wasn't super boring for you. Again, if you have some feedback about how embarrassed I should be feeling about my outfits that I wore during my time as a consultant, leave a comment and let me know. Otherwise, I have a whole playlist now of videos about my time as a LuLaRoe consultant, so I'll have a link to that someplace, and you probably would like the others if you enjoyed this one. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!